the camera around, child, and we didn't pop up on the people.
All right, I'm ready now. Hey, y'all. I'm getting my life together with these headphones and things. My bad, y'all.
Listening,
Hey,
give folks
y'all.
time if they just not waking up.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the live recording of the Shawn and Renee show. How are y'all doing this AM? I am one of your hosts. I am T. Renee.
And I am Nisha LaShawn. Good morning. What's up? We made it to another Saturday, y'all. I
Yes.
am here looking good and sleepy. You see the whole week on my face. Mm, mm,
And
mm.
I am I'm awake, but this is not my start talking to people time of morning.
I usually like to start around noon. Even at work, I'm like,
Give me to
noon.
about 10 o'clock, because usually I'm up at 4 something in the morning during the week. So about 10 o'clock, I'm ready to be social. Like I'm forced to be social around maybe 7 a.m. But yeah, give about 10 o'clock. I'm ready to be in the swing of things. So yeah. So y'all, welcome. How have your week been? As you can see, I'm sure our week has been quite eventful here in the United States. Um, we're not gonna start off heavy yet. We're gonna talk about something that is near and dear to our heart. Um, we have one of our favorite shows coming back, Dearest Gentle Reader.
It's such a fun time. I love just fun, mindless TV.
Yeah, me too. I sent
A good love
Nisha,
story.
right. I sent Nisha the presser like, look, look what's coming back.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, so I am excited for Bridgerton to come back and season. Did you watch the trailer?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I
And
watched the
I
trailer.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that season what's it, season 4? Is it season 4?
Mhm.
Season 4 is gonna be very interesting. I'm excited. I'm
It
excited.
seems like they're intertwining a lot of stories this go round.
Yeah, yeah.
Prior seasons, they really focused on one sibling at a time and really
Right,
centered the story around one specific sibling. But it
right.
seems like Shonda and writers decided that they were going to be a little more complex in the storytelling.
Yeah,
So it should be interesting because Penelope and had Lord Featherton,
right,
Featherington.
right.
Uh, then Anthony, I think he had a baby on the way too.
Yeah, because they were supposed to go to India and she was going to
Yeah.
have the baby there and then they were going to
Hmm.
come back. So I hope I know they can't make the season long, but I hope that they at least put some of that in there where they were in India, or at least the journey back to to the family.
Hey y'all, good morning. For those of you that's just joining in, we're just talking about Bridgerton and how we're excited that they're coming back very soon.
Yeah,
It's been a
yeah,
long wait, y'all. It's been
it
a long wait.
has.
So if there's any Bridgerton fans out there, just know we're gonna be talking
Right.
about it.
Yes, we're excited. We're so excited. I am.
So
Um,
I was chit chatting the other day
Mhm.
and an associate has said that Shonda Rhimes doesn't get the same kind of love as Tyler Perry.
You think
And I had to pause and think. I'm
really?
like, what do you mean?
Really?
Like, what do you mean? Like, she don't get the same kind of love? Are you saying that people hey, don't
Hey
appreciate
y'all.
Shonda as a writer? They don't like her TV shows. I'm like, you don't get better than Shonda Rhimes, like top notch
No.
writing, producing, on platforms that is really no higher level than what she's done. So I'm like, what do you mean? And she was like,
Right.
specifically from the black community, I don't feel like Shonda is as appreciated as Tyler Perry.
I
And I wanted to
disagree.
know, you disagree?
Okay, so she right and she wrong. I disagree because Shonda, how long Scandal been on? I mean, not Scandal, Grey's Anatomy?
Ooh, I'm
A
not gonna lie.
trillion? A trillion
Grey's
years.
Anatomy, I was in middle school when Grey's Anatomy first debuted.
Right. So it's been on a trillion years. They've won how many
Y'all
awards?
hear how she shaded me? I said it's been on since I was in middle school, and she gonna respond back to my, it's been on a trillion years.
You
Wow, it's
are
too
young.
early for that kind of shade, chat.
Well, first of
If y'all
all,
think T was being shady, okay,
no.
I want some hearts in the chats to let me know that not out here in this world by myself. Cause she done just called me the crypt keeper, low key.
First of all, y'all, she younger than me. Don't let her gaslight y'all. Don't even fall for her. Don't even do it. She's younger than me. Like, don't let her gaslight y'all into thinking that she's a victim. She's younger than
A
me
trillion years.
by a substantial amount of years. So don't let her gaslight y'all, okay?
Go ahead,
but
friend. Go ahead.
but Gray's been on like a long time. So they've won a whole lot of awards. So if she meant commercially, eh, she might have an argument there because I would say Tyler Perry commercially has success because of the movies. Shonda hasn't ventured into Hollywood as of yet, or that we know of, but TV, she got that on lock. Like she's making a coin. Like she has that on lock. Now Tyler
Shonda to me
Perry
is a
is
perfect example of picking a lane and staying in it and perfecting that
right,
lane.
right, and I think Shonda is too. She know TV is her. That's her bread and butter. That's where she thrives at. I don't think she found a need to like venture into Hollywood. And plus, you got to be on some different type of time to want to deal with them. Those executives for
Movie
those companies.
studios. Yeah.
Yeah, like Tyler Perry got his own little spot in Atlanta where he don't have to like bend and break on when he films stuff because he already got the land to do it and everything is set up. Or he got to just deliver it to the companies and say either you with it or not. And most of the time they are. Shonda would have to
Yeah.
literally like conform to what they want. And I don't think she wants to. I think she's cool with the TV money. So that's what I say. I think she's right and she's wrong. But like if she's thinking, I think they're both thriving in their lanes. That's it. Because Tyler Perry, he
Yeah.
has some success on TV, but his biggest success are his movies. So
And
what do
I
you
think she
think?
was also like hinting at how Shonda has been perceived by the community versus Tyler. You're not going to um just his branding is totally different than hers.
Yeah,
Altogether, he started out in churches. He was
right,
heavily on the chitlin circuit. He was
right.
very like churchy focused. Um, a lot of elders. may know Tyler Perry work
Yeah, they
directly,
do.
even though they watch Shonda Rhimes TV, but they may not know who she is as a
A
writer.
person. Right.
Because a lot of people don't pay attention to the credits. But
Right.
those of us who know, we know, and we love her dearly in her work. So I'm excited to see the show come back.
Yeah, I'm excited for season 14. Season 4. Season 2 was my favorite. Season 3 was, it was cool. But season 2 with Anthony and Kate, baby, I love that she was giving him a run for his money.
Giving him the business.
He didn't know how to handle that strong woman. I love season 2. That's my favorite season so far. But there's
Hmm.
just a reader. We got action at the end of this month.
Okay. Okay.
While we're in the entertainment part of things, congratulations to Sinners. They've been winning quite a few awards. They picked up 4 awards at the Critics' Choice Awards a couple days ago. Best cast ensemble, best original screenplay, best young actor for young Sammy, and best score because we know the soundtrack was dope. And that one scene in the movie with them doing that whole sequence with the music from the
The past,
motherland to
present, and
now.
future sequence.
uh, Yes, beautiful, beautifully done. So congratulations to them. I do find it very interesting that Michael B. Jordan didn't get Best Actor and he lost to someone whose movie is still in the movie theater, but we still have a ways to go for award season. I hope that the Emmys and the Oscars get it right because that was a great movie. Ryan and Michael B need to get their flowers for how much work they put in that movie. That movie was phenomenal. Come on, friend. I know you got. I already know. I see your face. Let's get it. Let's get it.
So, first and foremost, congratulations to the entire cast. Uh, the movie was casted perfectly. She
It
deserved
was.
that award. It was
Yeah.
perfectly casted, and at this point in time, I couldn't imagine anybody else in those roles because they did what
Correct.
needed to be done.
Right.
Um, I love Uncle Delroy. I've been watching him in my entire life,
Yes.
and he is somebody that is totally underrated, and he deserves all his flowers. And
Yes.
the role he played in that movie was, I mean, everybody had a Southern uncle with a whole lot of trauma and drank it to suppress it.
Yep. I was gonna say that
Um,
everybody had that one drunk uncle.
Everybody had that one, and that drunk uncle had stories. That drunk
Absolutely.
uncle had stories to tell.
Yeah.
So I truly resonated with his role. So
Mhm.
again, I do believe they deserve that award. However,
Mhm.
I think giving them that award for that particular category was a safe choice on behalf of the Academy. Um, I in this climate, I do understand entertainment companies are very wishy-washy when it comes to the arts because these shows are not independently owned. There's shareholders and there's committees and there's all type of people with all kind of opinions and all kind of motives behind pushing certain movies to the forefront,
Right.
pushing certain actors to the forefront. So I just want to throw it out there to my very beautiful people who love sinners, not to be upset if this don't go our way when it comes
Yeah.
to this.
This is true.
Understand the climate, understand that there's always an agenda behind the agenda,
Right.
and these wards do not define us. Whatever
No.
happens, happens.
Right.
There is a narrative going around right now that Michael B. Jordan is not a high caliber actor as Timmy, and I honestly believe that both have done some really great roles. I'm not gonna lie. I think both of them have put movies out there that deserves acclaim.
Correct.
But in no way, shape, or form are you gonna tell me that Michael B. Jordan is under and not at minimum a equal or surpass. Um,
Nope.
I don't know if you
I'm not buying
remember
that.
Torre from MTV days,
Yeah.
the journalist.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, he been
he
checked
actually
lately.
did a YouTube video
Mhm.
going in great detail explaining why he believes Michael B. Jordan is not as high caliber actor as Timothy.
Mm.
Timothy.
Mhm.
Uh, that was disappointing to hear and see him do that. But then I also had to pause and not get offended because I understood the perspective he was coming from. He was giving us the perspective of the other's perception
Okay.
of who they believe is higher or lower, their hierarchy, and giving us a warning, basically saying that the people who believe in this hierarchy are also the same people that give out these awards. So, yeah,
Mhm.
we may feel a certain way about him, but keep in mind that it's other things at play. And if he does not get these awards, it is what it is. It doesn't change his value.
And I
On a
think
side
like
note, if I was
mhm.
Michael B. Jordan, I would still want the acknowledgement from my peers. So I don't want to make it seem like the awards have no value because if I was in his position, I would want acknowledgement in my place of work as well.
I think it's still like I'm still glad we have like award shows like the NAACP awards and the Image Awards and stuff like that. So I'm glad that we have still have platforms where we can celebrate each other. But like you said, don't minimalize Michael B. Jordan. The boy has been putting in work, and Hollywood, and I'm gonna just put it on the floor. Hollywood is afraid of him and Ryan Coogler continuing to have success together. That is a major concern for them because the fact that Tom Cruise, Mr. Scientology himself, was all in the mix, talking about he wished he had been in the movie and this, that, and the third. Y'all scared. Y'all scared of them two black men because Tom, you've been Mission Impossible for like the last 7 to 8 years. And now they on your radar all of a sudden because of how critically acclaimed Sinners was. Like move around. Move around, Tom. So take your Scientology somewhere else, Tom. We not going. But I really think that they're scared of those two men because they're coming with original stories, they're coming with impactful stories at that, and the acting is top tier. Delroy Lindo is something about that man, and I can't explain it. I think I've told you this before. It's like it's something about him, like I'm connected. Like he's a family member in a past lifetime because he just feels like home. You know what I'm saying? Whatever
He
role he
does.
plays, he feels like he's a relative to me, or like I knew him or I know him because he plays his role so well, whatever he does. Whatever he plays, he is always on point. So I hope that they get it right. But again, I'm glad we got our own situation where we can acknowledge them and get them their flowers and let them know they loved and that they did that. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
but I agree with you. I don't want us to be disappointed. We know what it is, and we know how it go. We know Agent Orange is pulling strings in Hollywood, so we know how this could go.
And I don't even want to just blame it on him. I think these certain people always felt that way. At a certain point in time, it was very trendy to be inclusive and to make sure that everyone for just their work is acknowledged. Like some people absorb that as a trend as opposed to a
Right,
way of life. We were
right.
trying
You
to
right.
introduce a new way of life. And
Mhm,
unfortunately, some people saw it as just a trend to hop on. They didn't
mhm.
genuinely feel that way. They didn't
Right,
genuinely see the value in other people. They didn't genuinely see the need to be fair.
right,
Um, they honestly didn't hold it as a true value. So now that
right.
they have the space to revert back to their old ways,
Mhm.
people will revert back to their old ways. So
Yeah, you're right.
they're not about to have the power to hurt my feelings because
Yeah, yeah. Like for right now, I'm just in a like. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? I
mm-hmm,
just felt like it was stupid. Like Tim Movie is in the theaters, but y'all giving him Best Actor. Like move around. Like y'all playing in people face and shit.
come
So I mean,
on,
okay. The
come
movie's in the
on.
theater. It just came out. Like, come on now. Do we jump into it? When you put that hand up, I already know your brain is processing.
Brain is fried, fried, fried.
I mean,
Oh
okay, where you
boy.
want to start? You want to start with Venezuela or you want to start with Minneapolis?
Are we gonna dabble Greenland in there a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we can go across. We can go straight across. Go straight on across, friend.
Let's start with Venezuela.
Okay, let's go.
There's two things happening right now.
Uh-huh.
The things that they are verbalizing,
Mm-hmm.
and then the things that we know uh what history has already taught us this is going to be.
Okay.
From your point of view,
Uh-huh.
what is the narrative that because I done heard so many, child,
Mm-hmm.
heard so many.
Yeah.
What is the narrative that our current government is running? What is the reason why we had to make that move in
Okay.
Venezuela?
Okay. The first one, the first lie was drug trafficking. They were trafficking drugs into the United States. So that's why they've been over there sinking tankers. You know, the military has been active, the whole nine. Drug trafficking, to stop the drug trafficking. Later on, we find out the president been over there terrorizing the people. That's the second story. That's the second story. The president has been over there terrorizing the people, being a tyrant, and just treating the people like trash and being just this horrible individual. Now, Venezuela is going to give us X amount of barrels of oil because oil was initially in the video or in any of the pressers about what was going on. Now they're going to give us oil. Agent Orange is going to manage it. And so they had to go over there and get the president and the first lady of the city, of the country. So those are three stories that came out. Now, which one you believe?
Okay, so
Mhm.
I know drugs is not it. I know
I
drugs is
agree.
not it.
I agree.
Um, we get drugs from so many places around the world.
Yes, we do.
To take out every single country that then gave us a poppy of whatever, we be
Mhm.
shooting all day and night, right?
Right.
Um, I've never heard from the previous presidency or the one prior to,
Mhm.
which is also
Or
the
the one
current one
before.
we have right now,
Or the one before his
and the one
first
before
term
that,
either.
that Venezuela was the
Mhm.
number one on our
Mhm.
radar that was flooding our streets.
Right.
I did not hear from the previous one presidency,
Mhm.
the one before that, the one before that, or the one before that, that
Mhm.
Venezuela was a priority when it
Mhm.
comes to keeping our streets safe.
Right.
Between all of those presidencies, I'm going back pretty much 20 years at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
Um, I am smarter than that.
Mhm.
I know for sure drugs is not the reason why we suited and booted
Nope.
and took a flight over there.
Nope.
Um, there has not been any reports of espionage or investigations. Any conferences from the CIA reports saying this is what we investigated. This is the reason. This is the intel we received. And I do know the American people are not told every single little detail,
Right.
but my experience from prior presidents, I've been through a few
Mhm.
at this point. There
Mhm.
is usually a press conference of some
Yep.
sort whenever
Mhm.
things like this happen, an invasion of any kind happens, to where they report
Yep.
back to the people and provide reasoning as to why that decision was made.
Yeah.
The answers we've been getting are very vague, and they meet the press in a very combative and defensive way, almost
Yeah.
as if they're upset they even have to do the press conference, and upset that they even have to address the journalists and answer their questions so that they can report back to the American people. It's almost as if they're frustrated that we question anything that they do, whether it's to use a slice of bread or over a hot dog bun.
Yep.
They mad that we asking. Um, the answers to the questions always come across very condescending, very
Mhm.
vague, and pretty much empty. So off the bat, the drug story, sir, ma'am, save it. You're lying.
Yep. Yep.
Um, when it comes to the dictator aspect,
Mhm. Mhm.
in no way, shape, or form do I want to minimize those people' experience from one person of color to another. Um, I know how debilitating oppression can be, and I don't want to minimize it in any way. But I do want
Mhm.
to be very transparent and say, at this point in time, the things that we're going through in this country, we, the American people, made it very clear we did not want to spend any money, any of our resources, any of our hard earned paychecks towards war of any kind. We wanted to spend our money on defending our country,
Yes.
specifically
Yes. And taking
defending the
care of
USA,
ourselves. Yep. And
take
taking care
care
of
of
ourselves.
ourselves, protect the US, the United States and territories, and that is it. We
Yep.
wanted to focus on economics this presidency. We wanted to focus on healthcare this presidency. We wanted
Yep.
to focus on joblessness this presidency. It was not on our to-do list to take out any dictators.
Yes.
It
We
wasn't.
wanted to change our financial standings across the board to make sure
Across the
that
board.
everybody is able to take care of themselves.
Um, I want you to understand, because this has been a conversation too, that Venezuelans believe that this is done out of charity because they care so much about you as a people that they wanted to fight bad guys on your behalf and get this dictator out of the way. Um, and the
That's not it.
narrative is that you guys are upset that they came in to help the Venezuelan people, that you're mad that you don't have a heart, you don't see the things that we've gone through under this dictator.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know how I can say it in a more sensitive way. It just simply wasn't a priority for us.
No,
It wasn't. It
not the
wasn't a
American
priority.
people. It wasn't a
Not to the
priority for the
American people.
American people, no. And don't get us wrong. We understand that oppression and dictatorship is happening in other countries, but what I've always said, we don't have no business trying to dictate nobody else's country or come in and save other people when stuff is jacked up here in the United States. We still have one of the highest homeless rates in the world. We still have
For
one
a
of the
first world
highest,
country.
yes, we still have one of the highest drug addiction rates in the world. We still have the highest crime against each other with gun violence in the world. We got bigger fish to fry. We got bigger fish to
And
fry.
it's really sad because I want y'all to, my Venezuelan people, put in perspective that we will have soldiers that will come and protect your land, save you from your dictator, right? And that's just, I'm just saying, as if this narrative is even true, right? We just pretending as if this was actually the goalpost
Right. Right.
because we know it really wasn't. But we,
And
for
we know it
conversation's
wasn't.
sake, we're pretending as if this was a goalpost. You're
Right.
saved, you're happy, you're flourishing, you're thriving, all of that jazz, right? Our veteran comes home after saving your homeland. Our veteran comes home to no resources,
Right.
PTSD, living on the
Right.
street, can't get health care, can't get housing, can't get mental health services, can't get a
Yes.
job,
Can't get a job.
can't get
Can't
a
get
job,
no job. Can't get
no
no job.
housing, can't even afford health care on the salary the US paid them to save your people.
Right.
We were at a place in America here where the people, the average person, not the image that they put on TV that every American is rich and every American is like living lavish and all this stuff. I'm not talking about that fake imagery that they put on the TV to make it seem like one thing over here. I'm telling you from the
Right.
real people who actually live in the middle America. They come back home and they don't have those resources.
No.
We were tired of doing that cycle over and over and over again. A cycle that our people honestly have been in since World War II.
No. One. That we gonna go to one
You gonna
because you
go
gotta
to one?
remember. One, because you gotta remember. We had to double back and ended up in World War II. So it's been going on since World War One. Because we wouldn't have been able to get to World War II if one had been sufficient.
This is correct. This is correct. I do know the wars did boost our economy, especially coming out of the depression. So I was kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt when it came to the war because it did fund our economy. But something happened, and I know what the something is, but that's just ain't what this episode is about today. To
Hmm.
where we lost reverence for our soldiers here, and they got to the point to where they were just turning them into toy soldiers, discarding them, and then there's no infrastructure to support them once they
Right.
got back here. And especially if they were a black soldier, truly, truly, truly difficult to get back on solid ground after service. Um, that's just not what we voted for. We never
No.
asked our president to do this. We did not go into this presidency with the agreement of war. We just didn't.
And
We
don't
just
get us
did it.
wrong. We didn't vote. We didn't vote. We didn't vote for the orange bitch. So let me get that be clear. We didn't vote for this. We didn't vote for
No.
him.
When I say
Mm-mm.
we voted, as in Americans voted him in office, and that wasn't on the docket of what he was running his campaign on.
No. No.
Um,
And the oil angle is the accurate one. It just is. You wanted the oil. And it was a slap in the face to China because China, Colombia, a couple other countries, they get their oil from Venezuela. You couldn't out tariff China because everything is fucking made over there. So somebody, and I'm not giving Agent Orange this as in he's smart. He got people around him that's making these plays. He's just the figurehead. They have saw that, oh, we can't out tariff China because too much is made in China. So what can we do? We can mess with them on the side where the oil is because none of the oil companies here in the United States knew nothing about this Venezuela shit. None of them. They just called Agent Orange. Mike Rubio giving him a little note talking about reeling in and let's get back to Exxon. That dummy read the note out loud at the press conference. So let's be for real. It was about the oil. When I seen that, I
what
said, "That's an
I
ignorant
said,
dummy."
I said, Lord Jesus, do they not prep that old man? And he want to talk
No,
about a sleepy Joe, baby.
they just sit him there and let him be stupid while they are the moving pieces around him. That's all they do. They sit him there, let him ramble, and then they do everything around him. And then, of course, when now I believe it. When he say, "Oh, I wasn't aware of that," he wasn't.
He wasn't.
He absolutely was not aware of that.
He wasn't.
So the
I
oil angle is correct.
I just want to know how many times in history do we want to fail going up against China? How many times do we want to get embarrassed? Like, when is enough enough? We have enough. We have enough as a country. We have enough. We have a disbursement issue.
Yes.
We have a disbursement issue. We have a budgeting issue.
We have a wasteful issue.
We have a waste issue. We have enough. If we didn't have so many bloodsuckers within the economy, so many vampires as leaders, it wouldn't be this way. But we have
Nope.
enough. Don't let them fool you into believing we don't have enough.
Yep.
We have enough.
We have plenty.
Hmm. They're choosing to spend the way they're choosing to spend.
Yep.
Um, they're allowing these conglomerates, the insurance companies, the medical supply companies, the networks that run, own, and operate the hospitals, all that stuff
Mm-hmm.
is all designed by choice to keep the consumer suffering and in a place of
Yeah.
debilitating poverty
Yep.
to where it's hard for you to get up under. It's almost, think of it like the loan shark places, to
Yes.
where they
The
give
savings and
you,
loan places, yeah.
yeah, they give
The
you a
check
little something
cashing.
something,
Yeah, the check
just
cashing places.
enough
Yeah.
to survive, like a little crumb. But the crumb is so expensive, you gotta come back and ask for more help.
Yep. Yeah. That's what it is. And the thing about it is, okay, so y'all kidnapped, because I'm not gonna say y'all arrested, y'all kidnapped the president and the first lady of Venezuela. Take them to New York. Why? There is a world court. There is one. For people who didn't know, there is a world court. Why did nobody else arrest them people? But Agent Orange sent them people over there to kidnap that man and his wife to prosecute them by New York laws. Who the fuck are you? Who are you to kidnap somebody? Look, I'm gonna put it on the floor. If anybody want to come get him and Melania, come get their ass. Make sure you get JD. You can leave JD wife because I don't think she like him like that. But you can get Erica Kirk too. Like, come pick all four of them up. We'll figure it out who gonna run the country afterwards. But y'all can definitely come get them motherfuckers as soon as y'all want to. Whenever y'all feel like it, we're not putting up a fight. Come get them.
Isn't
Come
it
get them.
funny how we were just going over this whole narrative about, oh, illegal immigrants, they don't need to be here. They need to go back to their own country. They're here illegally. They don't get any benefits of this country, and there is no such thing as due
Oh, they.
process
Oh, my
for
favorite one. Oh, they
illegals,
don't
right?
contribute. My favorite one is they didn't contribute to our economy, but paid the most in taxes.
Like, yes, they do contribute. Like, do you know what economy contribution is? But anyway, it's very funny to me that they can say all of this stuff about people being thrown out the country, but all of a sudden, the due process for a man that y'all kidnapped out of Venezuela, and you're gonna take him to New
Exactly.
York to go through the courts of this nation. I thought it was no such thing as due process for illegal immigrant. He's over
Cause
here without papers.
exactly, like make it make sense. Y'all kidnap somebody who's illegal. He's literally illegal. Could come prosecute him, like bitch. Come on now. Come
I'm
on.
taking it back. I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back. Wait a minute. So y'all do know what due process is for somebody who's illegal. And I hate the term an illegal anyway, because there's no such thing as an illegal person. A
It's
person
not.
in it inherently can't be illegal. Oh, it's such
Exactly.
just stupid phrasing. But I just found that to be really funny. I'm like, oh, y'all do know what due process is. Interesting.
Exactly. And for me, I want people to stop defending the BS. Stop defending this administration. Like, people are waking up, like it's like a daily wake up. People are like, "Oh, it is that bad." No. I talked to somebody yesterday at work, and he was telling me that, he is in the military. He trains people at our hospital, soldiers at our hospital, because we're a level 1 trauma center. And he was just saying how it has been like very hard for him to digest a lot of what's going on because of the climate. And he said people are still trying to make excuses for this administration. And he said that it makes it harder on the soldiers to do their job. And I said, so I asked him a question. I said, so if martial law were to happen, hypothetically, I said, What are the soldiers thinking right now if they have to pull their weapon on their mother, their father, their aunts, their cousins, their uncles, even their sisters, or even their wives or children? And he was like, that's something that a lot of them are struggling with. He was like, that's why when the senator said a couple months ago, like, if it goes against the Constitution, don't do it. He was like, that was his plea to the soldiers to, like, if it doesn't go by the Constitution, which you are legally binded by being in the military, don't listen to it. He was like, it's conflicting. He was like, they know what they're supposed to do. We know what we're supposed to do. He was like, so they're in a rock and a hard spot, some of them, and that's a hard decision that a lot of them are up against right now with this current administration. And I think that's messed up because that literally could be a thing. That literally could be a thing where they would have to pull their weapons on a loved one. And what would you would want as this administration, you would want them to harm their loved one? Like, come on, what are we doing? Seriously.
um, I feel that some of these warheads that are in the military thrive off of this kind of drama. Some of them come from places that hold the same beliefs as our president. Some of them truly believe being patriotic is following the leader and not necessarily the Constitution of this nation. Some of them have a skewed understanding of what it is to be a protector of this nation, that sometimes the enemy is within.
Yes.
Some of them do not realize that. And then you have others who are torn to pieces about the position that they're in, the fact that they have to even think of a way to navigate this situation
Mhm.
and protect the Constitution, knowing that it's going to go against some of their brothers and sisters in the military who believe the opposite. It is very dangerous for a person to be in the military and go against the grain.
Yeah,
Very
it is.
dangerous
Cuz they'll
for
end up
them to
they'll
be
end up
in that kind of
unalive.
environment. Yeah, yes, yes. Very dangerous. So if you're somebody out of your entire unit who is like, I'm team protecting the Constitution, and you the only one that believe that, you're in a very vulnerable situation.
Absolutely.
Very vulnerable. And I don't have it in my heart to judge them one way or another,
Mhm.
because if I look at the makeup of this country, right, and I look at all the different people that's across this entire nation, and
Mhm.
I think about all the different people that's in the military that come from these exact families,
Yeah.
I know that the military is mirroring what this nation is.
Yes.
These are the sons and daughters of these very people. And I also know high recruitment comes from the very areas that lack the education, lack the resources,
Yeah.
overall lack the full understanding of what it means to, again, protect the Constitution.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, we know that those recruiters are vultures in impoverished areas, and they hound kids who they feel don't have a future outside of the military.
Right.
So I can imagine the kind of mindset, the high mindset that's buzzing around in the military right now. I was very glad to hear, um, the leader speak out and say, I forget his name, it's going past me, and say that. I actually saw that press conference when he said that. I saw the clip. I didn't watch it in full, but I did see the clip when he said that. That did make me proud to know that there's somebody trying to bring that message in their brain. But it is going to come to that point where
Hmm.
they're going to have to make that decision. And I'm not saying it's going to be the extreme of being face to face with your own family, but somewhere along the line, they're going to come across somebody that's going to test their integrity.
Absolutely.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
And it's so sad that we're at this place. But
Right.
when you're on the right side of history, things work out.
Yes.
We saw how that went in Germany, how people
Yes.
thought the excuse of, oh, these were, I was just following orders. Um, but then I try not to be a pessimist. I really, really do. I try not to be a pessimist. But, you know, the way Germany handled themselves post
Yeah.
all of that drama,
Yeah.
very commendable. Very,
Yeah, they
very
did.
commendable.
Yeah,
They
they
did
really did.
they did a good job of trying to clean it up as best they can culturally after the fact, right?
And they consistently kept it that way. That's the
Mm-hmm.
part. After
And
that,
they
they
still dragging old ass people to court
absolutely they are to this day. Yeah.
to this day. I just
Yeah.
saw a lady rolled into court, old as hell,
Hey, them crimes,
looking
hey,
like
they
the
don't
old
absolve
lady
you.
SpongeBob was selling chocolate to on that one episode, y'all.
Yeah. It don't absolve you just because it happened. It could be a century ago. If you still alive to be prosecuted for your crimes, let's go.
This is true. This is the point I was trying to get to. Lost my train of thought for a second. Germany handled themselves as best they could post war, right? When we had civil issues, civil war, post war reconstruction, we didn't handle ourselves the same way.
No.
We did not handle ourselves the same way. We allow people to keep their flags. We allow people to build memorials. We allow people to build statues. We allow people to have their graves propped up. We allowed all type of reenactments. We allowed
Yep.
them to have all kind of museums that was spreading misinformation. We allow laws to be put in place to protect the very people who turned on this country.
Jim Crow. Okay. Yeah.
We did not have the same kind of accountability post
No.
Civil War. So that's
And
where
that's
my
the
pessimism kind of comes in when I say, wow, when this is all said and done, if you were not on the right side of history, are we going to repeat history again? And these people will not be accountable like that more than anything else. Because I know this is just a season. I
yeah.
know this is not something that's going to last forever. This is just a moment in time, as hard
Yeah.
as it is. But what worries me more than anything else is that two, three, four, 5 generations down the line, this happens again because we do a terrible job with the cleanup.
The thing is, post the Civil War, even the people who were on the right side of that, as in the Caucasian side, even they still had some of their biases. Like you just said, they didn't hold the South to a higher regard of humanity, I'll say. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't have never got the Jim Crow. We never would have got to everything that, like, when was the last slaves freed? That's why we celebrate Juneteenth, because they were still in Texas holding people hostage. Like, they didn't. Everybody that was on the right side of history in the North, They didn't make sure the South understood. Okay, yes, you lost, but at the same time, your humanity part of it, you can't own people. You can't treat people like trash. And just because you feel like they're inferior because they are smarter than you can't treat them bad. And that's what's showing up now. This is the most incompetent administration that we've had. I've never seen so many people who don't specialize in what they're in charge of in charge. Linda McMahon, why are you in part of why are you leading the Department of Education? You come from wrestling. RFK, how are you over anything health related? When you sound like if somebody click you in your throat, you gonna pass over and die. Christy Nome, who are you? Who are you? P. Hessek, you're an alcoholic. Mark Rubio, what do you do? JD Vance, your eyeliner is better than most women. Like what do you do? And I see they putting you out in front because Agent Orange, they can't stop his rambling, so they have no choice but to have you out speaking more. Y'all are trash.
Yeah, his dementia is setting in pretty bad,
Yeah.
and he they can't stop his rambling. But just to backtrack real quick, when you were talking about how the North did not hold the South accountable, like after post-war Reconstruction, okay, now we're a United States, but the
Mm-hmm.
United States did not clean itself up, right?
No.
This is where I feel like the birth of dangerous respectability politics in our nation has come into play,
Okay.
because it was more so about keeping the peace, allowing them to do what they want to do. They're down
Yeah.
there, we're up here. Our
Yeah.
factories are bustling. Who cares? We're making money. They're in the backwoods having their little reenactments, still praising that
Mm-hmm.
Confederate flag. Let them do it. They're not bothering anybody. They're
Yeah.
putting on hoods. It's just Halloween. They're lighting on crosses in people's yard. They're Christians. That's what Christians do. They set crosses on fire and blah 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 blah. Like, they just didn't see a need to push the issue further, because once the money was stopped, they didn't care about anything else. We stopped y'all money. We making money. That's all we care about.
So we
Civil
didn't
rights for
care.
black folks. We don't care if we redline them. We don't care if you Jim Crow them. We making money.
Right.
We don't care.
So it's more about capitalism than humanity. Always.
Absolutely.
Always about
Absolutely.
capitalism, not humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the
Yes.
problem with this country. It's always a capitalistic approach to everything instead of the humanity side. And that will always be our downfall because other countries, I'm not praising other countries for, how they run things, but what I will say about other countries, they care more about the humans that occupy their nations. Like Germany cares more about the humans. Australia, even Africa. You know what I'm saying? They care about, well, okay, Africa, they blur the lines sometimes because they be doing the fool sometimes.
We're gonna pass by them real quick.
We're gonna pass by there. But most countries they care about their citizens more.
You know
Sweden,
why?
Denmark, Greenland.
You know why? Because when we think about a country like Germany, where the majority of people all look like each other and all share a common thread in some way, some shape, or form, they were able to see the humanity in one another. The U.S. has a lot of diversity, And whether they like to admit it or not, we have somewhat of a caste system. So they like the idea of using people of color, black people, to be a underclass to support the top percentage.
Yeah.
We don't want to care about the people because the people includes people like us.
Yeah.
The people includes people from Mexico. The people includes people from Puerto Rico. The people includes Pacific Islanders.
Yep.
We don't see you as people. And we know that in this country, folks would much rather not have a resource than to have the resource and have to share it with people like you and me.
Right.
Um, I remember some years back, I'm a Metro Detroiter, guys. Some years back, this had to be like almost 20 years ago, there was some voting going on in the city of Detroit and metro cities around it, the like biggest suburbs, um, that were trying to expand the bus line, right? We have a lot of commuters from those surrounding suburban areas that come to downtown Detroit to work. But they were trying to expand the bus line to those different cities to give them a streamlined way to come to in the city, right? You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to drive on the freeway for an hour and some change, 2 hours, because you now have this streamlined bus line to be able to come to work or park your car in a certain area and do like the park and ride to save money on gas and all that kind of stuff. This is when gas prices was crazy.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not even sure if the war was in Iraq was finished up at this point. Anywho, the surrounding cities continue to vote down and say, no, we don't want these bus lines. We don't want these bus lines. And the number one reason they would get up on a podium and say, we don't want people to be able to come into our city. Because in their mind, if we had a bus line that went out of the city, that bus line was going to bring people into the city, aka
Right.
black people.
Right.
We don't want to give those people access to our cities.
Or
Um,
or or quote unquote poor people.
yeah, poor black people. Yes, yeah. They would
Yeah.
rather not have the resources themselves to be able to take a quick bus to the Detroit Zoo. You know, a quick bus downtown without having to drive and pay all the crazy parking rates. No,
Yeah.
I would rather not have it myself.
Yep.
Um, and that is a philosophy I see throughout this entire country on every single level.
Yeah. And it's
That is
sad.
why we can't be like countries like Germany.
Yeah. Yeah. So we need to go to Germany, is what you're saying, friend?
Child, listen, I be sitting up thinking like, where would I want to go? Like I really do be sitting up thinking like, what other place would
Me
I want
too.
to go?
Me too. Me too. I do it quite often. I'm like, is can I go across the bridge to Canada? They right there. I know how much it costs to pay for citizenship. I got to get a job. Um, Germany. If pack up and move, what that look like? Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Like I've been thinking about it. Like I've literally been researching how much it costs or what it is take to become citizens of a different country.
Yeah,
But
I've been looking into it as well, and I'm just not at a place mentally where I'm definitely not at a place where I'm ready. I want to file like paperwork and all that kind of stuff. But I am
Yeah,
wrapping my mind around the idea of what this country is going to look like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30
right.
years from now. Is this going to be a place for me?
Yeah,
Is this the end
right.
of what I know this country to be? Um,
And
because we
that's where
keep
I'm
making
at
the
with
same
it.
mistakes.
Yeah, we do. That's where I'm at with it. It's like I'm gonna research it so I'll know. So if I have to pull that out my hat, at least I'll know what I'm looking at. That's what I'm at with it. It's just
Mhm.
like I am an American. I've traveled outside this country and I know that I'm American because they say you don't never know how American you are until you go to other countries. I've been outside of the United States. I'm very American. It's very sad to say, but I am. I know it. I've accepted it. So I know I would have to really like not even say humble myself, but like I would have to be ready to get into
Relearn.
someone else. Yeah, you have to reacclimate yourself to new surroundings because a lot of people think we're mean, and then when they realize we're not, all of us aren't mean, that we're actually nice people. They always are shocked, which is sad to me because what Americans have you ran into that have given you the idea that interacting with us will be a horrible thing? But
Shit, the same ones we run into.
that's true. That's true. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm wrong. You absolutely right. You're right. You 1,000% correct on that one. But it's just like it's sad because they're like, "Oh, you're so
Yeah.
nice. Oh, you're so welcoming." I have no issues with other humans unless you got an issue with me. That's when we got a problem. But yeah. Okay. So you ready to go to Minneapolis? Prince ain't there no more, but are you ready to go to Minneapolis?
Sure, let's do it.
First of all, rest in peace to Renee, Nicole Good. Um, it's sad that that lady had to lose her life and is leaving behind a child that won't understand that her mother was on the right side of history. She was just going to try to warn people that danger was coming, and in the process she lost her life. So rest in peace to her. I hope God is will bless her family, have her keep her child protected and unharmed. But that's all she was doing. She was just going to warn people that danger was coming, that ice was on the way, and that's all she was doing. That's all she was doing. She was just trying to be on the right side of history of helping people, and she lost her life. Now, as for ice, I feel like they are Agent Orange pit bulls. His attack dogs on the citizens of this country is very unwarranted. I said I was gonna crash out, but then it was just like I'm not gonna crash out. It's like people see what this is. It's like another way to try to get a reaction from the people so you can enact
Let me
martial
ask you
law.
something. Based upon the behaviors of ICE, what do you think their actual orders are? Because we know what they say, but based upon the behaviors, what do you think the actual orders are?
I think the actual orders are the same as they were on January 6th, cause chaos. Get people active so we can eventually enact martial law. I think that's what it is. They're agitators because that's what this administration wants. He wants a reason to mobilize the military into these cities to try to lock down and harm Americans. That's the only way I'm seeing it. Because there's no way that JD Vance is going to stand up there and say, now we got to go harder and now we're going to start going door to door. Door to door to do what? You're going to start going door to door to people's houses and do what exactly? You're trying to get a reaction out of the public so you can enact martial law, so you can justify using the National Guard and actual armed servicemen to get out in the street and do harm to the American people. Because going door to door and knocking on people's houses, y'all already doing it. So you mean you finna start going harder and doing that? Why? Martial law is
And I
the
don't
only
understand it.
reason.
Didn't understand why he said door to door either, because it's like, well, if you guys are doing the investigation that you say you're doing, you should already know who has and who are documented and undocumented. Why do you have to do a door to door? Hey, who's there? Anybody here with papers or not? Like, why do you have to bother these people? You know this home is in my name. You know who bought this is all public record. None of this stuff
Absolutely.
is hard to find. If I can get on Google and find out who owns the house down the street, like it's not hard to figure this stuff out. What would be the reason to just randomly go door to door?
It's to enact martial law. I'm telling you, that's what they want. They want us to get active. And that's the thing. I saw where a black guy in Minneapolis was shot in the face with some kind of gas in his face. And my plea is to black people, stay out the way. My plea is still for us to stay out the way. It ain't time for us to come outside yet. It's not
No,
time yet.
it's still not time because moments like this, oh, and this is so hard to say, that white America has to see themselves.
Absolutely.
They have to see themselves within the struggle
Yes.
to feel as though the struggle affects them.
Yes.
And unfortunately, that means witnessing things like Miss Good,
Losing her life.
other situations where we have people who are documented that are actually
Yeah.
being treated as if they aren't.
Yeah.
They have to see themselves being affected
Yep.
because there is hope for some. There was
Yeah.
really people out there who were rapidly tight in delusion
Yeah.
and complete and total unaware of how deep this issue really is, and it affects everybody, every American citizen, no matter the color, race, religion. It's a everybody issue.
It is.
But unfortunately, in the past, because black people were always on the front line, black people were
Yes.
consistently the victims, black people were the consistent protesters and speaking out. In their mind, they processed it as a black issue.
Right.
They truly did. They processed it as a black issue, as opposed to black people just so happen to be the victims now.
Right.
So we need to pause long enough for them to see
Yes.
themselves. I'm
Yes.
not saying don't care about it, that it doesn't involve us, for us to still not be watchful, for us to still not be educated on the issues, to still not be prepared when the time comes, all of those
Yes.
things. But we have to pause long enough for them to see themselves that the lip service that they've been giving is a lie.
Yes.
We have to back up long enough to not be the scapegoats. We
Yes.
should be tired of being the scapegoats in this country.
And for what it's
I
worth, you said what?
Go ahead.
Nuh-uh.
You say what now?
For what it's worth, I do see us less active. I do. Because even in Minneapolis, it was some of us sprinkled in. And like you said, it is hard to watch. Like, I didn't watch the full video of what happened to Miss Good because stuff like that, it messes with my spirit. So I can't watch stuff like that. I got the gist of it from, like, I saw a clip like after it when a doctor was trying to help, and the ICE agent was like, get back, we have people coming. And I'm just like, well, he's a doctor, he could at least go assess her to see if she can have life-saving measures started before they get there. That's what
Yeah.
they do.
They could have been applying pressure on wounds that could have saved, like, you just never know.
Yep. Yep. So, but I really want us to just stay away. It's not time yet. Like that. That's just my plea to Black people. Just stay back. Just stay back. And it's sad that that young lady had to lose her life on camera. But sometimes God uses situations to wake people up. Like, we know that the weapon is forming. We know it's not going to prosper, but he never said it wasn't going to form. Sometimes he has to use situations to happen in order to wake us up. And like this time, a young lady, they shot her in the face. You know what I'm saying? She was shot in the face. I said, what happened? My first question was, what happened to the rubber bullets? I said, he didn't have nothing else. That I said, the taser or anything. I said, but your first response is lethal force.
And then his cold, callous response. Oh my God. He was so cold and so callous. I saw the video. I didn't know that's what because I saw it like very early on, pretty much as soon as it happened. Because
Mhm.
somebody that was at the protest, they were giving like live updates of them circling the block, warning people and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I saw it at an angle sort of behind from a guy that was a bystander
Mhm.
and witnessed him shooting her. And then he pans over and the wife is like sitting on the curb, hysterical with the dog. And he's asking her, like, is there any family that we can call? Like, we need to call you guys as family. And she could not get a sentence together.
Mhm.
She was so
Which is
distraught.
understandable. That's understandable.
She could not get a sentence together. The dog was sitting next to her, like, he didn't even know how to comfort his human. Like, he was just like, just looking at it like, oh my God, like, I've never seen my human act like this before. Like even the dog was in a
Stressed
state of
out.
shock.
Yeah.
And the dog looked like a German Shepherd or something. You know, them dogs got a lot of personality.
And they're very
And he
protective.
was just like frozen in time, looking at her like, what is this? I felt so bad for her. Like my stomach, I felt queasy. I felt so sick because to witness him pull out his gun for no reason. And I
Mhm.
asked somebody, I said, wait a minute now. Dylan Roof got Burger King. If Dylan Roof can get Burger King, surely this lady deserves to stay alive.
Absolutely.
Even if she did attempt to run him over, even if she did attempt, baby, I grew up in the 90s. You can't tell me how many episodes of Cops I didn't watch where people,
Okay.
white hillbillies that went on high speed chases trying to run over the police, so on and so forth. And not one high speed chase turned into them shooting them dead blank range in the head.
Nope. Not one time. Not one time.
Not one time. And again, if Dylan Roof can get Burger King afterwards, you cannot tell me that lady did not deserve to die. They were in enough range to back up from the vehicle, and even if you wanted to stop her, shoot out the tires. If you
Something.
wanted to stop her,
Yes.
if
Not
that
lethal
truly was your
force.
goal, shoot out the tires.
That's it.
I'm still trying to figure out how you would, in that moment, say shooting her in the face. To me, that tells me already that your goal is to be sent out on the streets to inflict terror, that your
Yes.
goal actually isn't to find undocumented people. You
No.
guys are in the street more than you are actually doing investigations to find these
Absolutely.
people.
Absolutely.
And this is another thing too that really irks me, because people make it seem like deportation just got invented during this presidency.
It didn't.
Deportation has always been a thing. Yes, presidents prior to deported a lot of people.
Sure did.
The American people always ask for deportation. We always ask to make sure we don't have people just coming in our borders all willy nilly, getting in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Criminals, drug lords, escapees, convicts,
Yeah.
arms dealers. We always ask for deportation. This is not new. We are not
No.
anti deportation. We are anti the lack of civility. We are anti the lack of due process.
We're
We
the
are anti harassment,
we're anti cruelty.
anti cruelty. We are anti shooting people in the face point blank range.
Yes.
We are anti that. Stop making it a deportation issue.
It's not.
Stop making it an immigration issue. At this point, that is not the goal here.
No.
It's very obvious that's not the goal. It's not the goal.
And and the thing about it is, this is how I know it's to enact martial law. The very next day after she was murdered, two people in Portland got shot by ICE agents. The very
There's a
next day.
gentleman that was shot within his near his home New Year's Eve. Black guy. I believe it's in California. I have to pull up his name.
I think I
Black
heard
guy.
that story last night. His family were
He
on the
was
news talking about him being shot by ICE agents.
yeah. He was at home doing people do on New Year's Eve with the guns. He was shooting in the air.
Shooting in the air. Yeah.
And they approached him. Actually, no, I
Mm-hmm.
take that back. The information that I got was an off-duty officer. He wasn't even
Okay.
on duty. He was off duty.
Yeah.
So the black guy outside shooting his gun, the off
Yeah.
duty heard him outside with his gun. So he gets his gun and come outside with his gun and approaches him with his gun
Right.
and shoots him.
Yeah.
You are off duty, but you bring your gun outside with you, which tells me that you went outside premeditated.
Absolutely.
Um, and you knew what you were
Absolutely.
going outside for.
Absolutely. You were going outside to harm someone. Because why is
Mm-hmm.
that any of your business? People been shooting guns in the air since how long?
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
has gotten less and less because the price of bullets then went up, but people been doing that for how long? You went outside with the
Always been a
intent.
thing.
Yep, you went outside with the intent to cause harm and create havoc where it was none of your business. If it wasn't nobody shooting at your house or you didn't hear no glass breaking in your house, you just get down like everybody else do and stay away from windows and stuff.
And
But
I
it's that's why I said it's an acting of martial law because that shooting in Portland, you shoot to a wife and a husband the next day in Portland for no reason. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What is this?
It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting. Um, and it's so sad to say I'm not shocked nor am I surprised that our nation can behave this way. Like
Oh no.
I'm not shocked, but I'm just so appalled and disgusted.
I'm
Um,
disappointed.
but I
I'm disappointed.
remember an interview with Dr. King, how he was talking about how they strategically would do protests, do sit-ins, and make sure that it was televised, and to make sure that the press was there, and to make sure that reporters were there, and journalists were there, and people were there to actually witness, because for so long, the nation denied what was happening in the South. The
Right.
nation turned a blind eye because they did not have eyes to see the things that were happening in the South,
Because they
how
thought it was a
inhumane
lie.
people were being treated. They thought it was a
Yeah,
lie. And you know what?
yeah,
I don't even want to say people thought it was a lie, because word on the street is heavy. And I'm sure
yeah.
word on the street was heavy back then. They thought that it was easy to ignore. I live in New York. What do I care about what's happening in the backwoods of Mississippi?
You right. You right.
It's
Because if it
easy for
don't,
me to ignore when
yeah,
I
because if it
don't
ain't
have that visual haunting me.
right, if it's not
It's
happening to me,
something.
why should I care?
Exactly. That's the point of view. That's the point of view. And, eyes are the windows to the soul. Once you
Mm-hmm.
witness something, and once you
Yes.
have the visual to
Yes.
something, and now you see on TV a child being dragged by an attack dog that's trained
Yes.
by the police, and you
Yeah.
see children, teenagers being shot up with the fire hose, and you see the aftermath of church bombings, and you see the hangings, and you have the visual
Yeah.
to go with it. If you are a human of any kind of empathy, it will make you feel some kind of way to
It should
witness
affect
that.
your soul. Yeah, it should affect your soul. Even with the hangings, y'all were letting your children stand next to the dead bodies of the ones who are hanging from the
Mhm.
trees. So come here, stand right here, take a picture. And I can't even imagine as a child being told to stand next to an unalive body and smile.
Desensitizing.
How is that okay? But
Yeah.
these are the people who are still alive right now. Some of them still remember taking those pictures back in those days, and they still feel like, oh, nothing is wrong. This is completely normal. Nothing is normal about what's going on right now. We're not going to normalize what's happening right now. We're going to call it what it is. We're going to call it out. And that's what I think
Yeah.
people want us to be complacent. They want us to be like, oh, our government, yeah, we know they're doing things a little bit different. No, this is a siege and attack on the American people, and we're not going to just play like it's not what it is. Now, is it time for us to go outside? No. But what it is showing us is what when we eventually have to go outside, what we'll be up against. That's what it's doing.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I've never seen anybody defeat prepared people. And you can take that how you want it. I've never seen nobody beat someone who's prepared. I
No.
just hope that what we're
No.
being,
Which is why
what we're,
China keep whooping our ass.
yes, China
Listen,
like, yo,
you ain't gotta get ready if you stay ready,
stay
okay?
ready.
We've been prepared since
Exactly.
this wall was built up, okay? And we ain't been nothing but
Absolutely.
great since.
Absolutely. And that's the whole thing. It's like you can't beat a prepared people. That's why I'm telling everybody stay out the way, but just stay prepared. Just stay prepared. That's all you got
Yeah.
to do. And the sad part about it, to sum it all up, is that Christy Nome took her thin ass lips and said that this lady needs to be prosecuted for what she did to the ICE agent. And the first thing that came to my mind was, bitch, how you gonna prosecute somebody that's not here no more?
And to call her a domestic terrorist. Wait a minute. Y'all gonna call her a domestic terrorist, but the one that took Charlie Kirk out is not?
And we ain't seen hide nor hair of him. Nothing else about him.
I'm confused. She's a domestic terrorist, and they on the news talking about her being a lesbian and all this other kind of stuff. What they got?
They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. They ain't got to do with nothing at all. That
Did
has
he
nothing to
shoot
do
her
with
with
anything.
lesbian bullets? I'm confused why this matters.
And for Agent Orange to type on True Soldier, she was an agitator. That ICE agent was in danger. He was in a hospital recovering from 30 some stitches. That man never stepped foot in
You
the
know
hospital.
how they always spent the narrative on us? And they've always spent the narrative on us anytime we've had issues such as this within our own community. And by
Right.
the time it gets to the press, they spin the narrative into something else. This is what I'm saying. They have to experience these things, the same things that we experience, because unfortunately, the only way we're going to get on somewhat of the same accord is that others have to experience it. We've done all the talking we can do.
This is true. This is true. Because
We've done
look,
all the pleading and begging to try to build bridges and link arms and kumbaya. We've done all
you're
the
right.
talking we can do.
You're right. And
As
look at it.
sad as it is,
Yeah.
it's going to be some casualties on the
Yeah.
other side.
And with that, the mayor of Minneapolis telling them to get the F out. I hope they do. Get out that man's city. Get out that man's city. The FBI already then took over the investigation and it's not letting the Minneapolis police investigate it. So since y'all take it, get the F out. We saw this lady unalived in cold blood. Let her family have her body, let them have her services, and now y'all didn't did what y'all did. Now get the F out. Like the mayor said. Get out his city. Y'all didn't did enough. Go ahead. Bye. And shout out to Rochelle Bilal in Philly. Like she said, y'all don't want no smoke over here. If ICE agents, if y'all do some crimes in Philadelphia, she already said y'all don't want this smoke. Leave these people alone. Everybody ain't playing with ICE like y'all think. Leave these cities alone. Cause they're trying to abide by the law. But if ICE keep breaking the law, people ain't gonna keep taking this for
Consistently
too much.
breaking.
Right. People ain't gonna take this for too much longer. Cause like tempers are boiling. And one thing I can rest assured and saying, when Caucasian people get mad and fed up, they get active.
It's gonna be some Boston Tea Party.
It sure is, baby. I was just about to say it. It's about to be a tea party. What Patty say? Have a little tea party. Okay.
It's about to be some tea parties.
Yes,
And it hurts so bad.
it
It hurts
does.
so bad that we're here. Oh my God,
Yes.
it hurts so bad.
It's like you gotta laugh
I
at
can't
people
even express.
crying. Yeah.
I can't even express how bad it hurts to just see and witness what's happening. But white folks, y'all better get y'all families together.
Yes.
Get your families together.
Yeah.
Don't accept that family member. Don't accept them. You
Yep.
don't have to accept them. You don't have to
No.
abide by respectability politics. This is a time in history that our grandchildren are going to read about.
Yes.
A line in the sand has to be drawn. You're either on the right side of history or on the wrong side of history. And I don't want to hear about no political party, because
Me either.
political parties do
Out the door.
not dictate your moral compass.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I don't care if you're red or blue. Be on the right side of history. Because guess what? Believe it or not, I'm quite conservative my own self. I consider myself conservative in a lot of areas. However,
Mm-hmm.
conservative I might be in a lot of areas, I do know when it's some trickery happening here. And I don't believe in sacrificing my humanity for no
Absolutely. I'm not
political
doing that.
party.
I'm not doing that
For
at all.
no political party.
Yeah, and I'm
Not
very
doing it.
liberal. I'm very liberal, but my humanity will never be compromised because that's attached to my soul. So I'm not compromising my humanity or my soul for anything. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. It's just not.
And you know what?
Oh,
I used to think I was very liberal until I encountered
mhm.
some very liberal people, and I said, "Oh hell no, I ain't as liberal as I thought I was." Now that is crazy,
See, I know I
girl.
am. I know I am. I just
Very
no.
liberal is a stretch for me.
I know I am though. That's my thing. I know that I am because like
Mm-mm.
I let people do what you gonna do. Just do what you gonna do. But just have a
I
heart and a love for humanity when you do it. Like not to other people's detriment. That's where I'm at with it. Don't be to other people's detriment that you're trying to do things. That's what I have a problem with. And that could
and
be
I
a
don't.
conservative view.
It is. It is. Because what I've learned is that both sides have an extreme on both
Hmm.
sides.
Yeah.
And honestly, T, we were more in the middle than very on this side or very on this side. We are very much
I'll
so
take
middle
that.
people.
I'll take that. I'll take
Um,
that. I'll take that.
and although some of my viewpoints are considered conservative, because I am a faith-based person in a lot of areas,
Hmm. Yeah.
that by definition is considered conservative. Um, However, my faith belongs to me, and I recognize that it's a personal thing to me.
Right.
I ain't about to be making up laws that abides by a faith that's personal to me, and it's a million people in this country. Everybody don't.
Right.
God Himself say everybody is not going to be His.
Exactly. He does.
He said Himself.
Right.
So who am I to assume that everybody is going to be on the same bandwagon as me? I can't assume that.
Right. Yeah.
So that viewpoint is considered liberal.
Liberal. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So I'm a middle ground person. I really am. I have conservative viewpoints with a sprinkle of liberty and justice for all.
And that's a fair assessment. That is a fair assessment. That is. That's a fair assessment. I ain't gonna front. That's a fair assessment. Yes.
So
All
yeah,
right.
because baby, I've been around some liberals. I'm like, damn, y'all crazy, crazy. Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
Like y'all
Mm-mm.
doing too much. Y'all doing too much.
Too much. Okay, we didn't went too far. Um, it would be nice that we would actually get to that place here in this
Yeah.
country, that idealistic place where we truly do believe liberty and justice for all. We truly do believe in equality, where we true and it actually plays out in real life.
That's what I was
Like,
gonna say. That we actually practice that. Like you gotta practice it. You can say it all you want, but if it's not action behind it,
yeah.
it's just words.
Can in the next 100 years, can we work on actually doing it in practice, please?
I'm
Um,
here for it. So
I'm
I
here
got a
for it
question
too.
for you. I got a question for you. How do you feel about the Dems quietly flipping every seat in every election and they're winning? How do you feel about that? And it's quiet too. Like we got a lot of loud stuff happening around us, but quietly everything is turning blue. How do you feel about that?
I'm so upset with the Democratic Party right now
Uh huh. I
that
agree. I'm right there. I'm right there with you, mad at them. But I'm just saying, how do you feel about
I
it? It's happening.
well, I'm ultimately okay. Let me find the words. Let me find it. Let me find it.
You finding in it?
I am not somebody who's inherently happy just by seeing blue. I'm not.
Okay. Okay. That's fair.
I'm not. And I feel as though we need people in place
Mhm.
that is going to be willing to go against tradition,
Yes.
willing to set new ground rules, be trailblazers in the space, innovative, new tactics. Um, I don't want to see the traditionalists anymore.
See, you are liberal.
This was my liberal side coming out.
All right, talk about it.
Okay. I'm somebody that likes innovation.
Yes,
Don't
me
come
too.
over here talking the same stuff y'all was talking 150 years ago.
Yes. Yes, we don't want to hear
I
it.
don't want to hear it. This is about to be 2027.
Yes.
We just got into
Yes.
26 and it already feel like it's about to be 27.
Girl.
I
Girl.
don't want to hear the same old, same old. I
Yes.
Y'all don't know the Democratic Party, y'all don't know how fed up. I mean, we've had it up to here with
Yes.
y'all. I
Yes.
can't get more fed up with the
Like
Democratic
I want
Party.
like I'm ready to
Meet,
somebody.
meet, 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 like just line them up
Yes.
and just,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
I'm so fed up. I
Yeah.
don't want to do this again with y'all. I'm
Right.
tired of being on the losing side. I'm tired of y'all getting in the right position, the
Mhm.
perfect position
Yeah.
to give in on the wrong things every time.
Yeah.
It's always close but no cigar.
Yeah.
I want a cigar this time. Can
Right.
I get a
And
cigar?
I want the prize. Give us the prize. Like, can you just do the right thing? And the sad part is Democrats always have to come in and clean up the mess because that's been for years. That's been the Republicans tear shit up, Democrats coming in, clean it all up. That's how it's been for decades. But this time, the infighting could lead us down a road. So, yes, everything is quietly turning blue, but y'all got to come in. And, like you said, we need more blood that is willing to fight the good fight. We need new blood that's coming in and that's like, we know that's been past practice, but we finna do something new so the American people can see that we care and that we're ready to step in and make changes that they can feel not in years or decades from now. That's something they can feel in the next 6 months, 3 to 6 months.
And I want us to stop putting all these old folks that need to be in a retirement home in place.
Okay.
Y'all
Yep, you
don't
gonna
think
get a
us 30 and 40, even 50-year-olds know politics?
you gonna get accused of ageism, but you're not wrong.
Um, it's no reason why we got people 92 years old still a holding
Nancy
court.
Nancy Pelosi,
It's
Maxine
no reason why.
Maxine Waters, and I love them too. I love them, but we need somebody to replace
Enough.
them. We need somebody to
Enough.
replace them. We need somebody
Y'all
to
got to know
replace
when to move out the way.
them.
There
Yeah,
should always be a succession plan, and there's no way that you guys be in office for decades on end and don't have any mentees.
I agree. I agree 1000%. I agree.
Y'all get in there and y'all just want to hold power, and that's
I
it.
agree, friend. I agree, friend. I agree 1000%. I agree. I agree with you
Y'all know
totally.
better because it's, you holding wealth and you holding power just the same.
Yes. Yes. And it's a shame that nobody came up under Maxine or Nancy to like get the game so they can bow out gracefully. Lindsey Graham then fell down how many times? Even though he on the other side of the aisle, he should be at the house. How many times we done seen Lindsey for not Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell. That's what I'm talking about. We done seen Mitch, fallen Mitch. We done seen Mitch
Looking
McConnell
like a
for
deer in headlights. What happened?
I'm sorry, y'all. I be getting them mixed up because
What
Lindsey be getting on
happened?
my nerves too. But Mitch McConnell, how many times Mitch done fell down? How many
He
times we
always
done
get up
seen
looking confused, like he couldn't believe his body gave out.
like Mitch? You should have been at home. Mitch, why are you still there? You were supposed to retire after Agent Orange's first term. Why are you still here, Mitch? Even though he
Don't
on
make
the
the
other
same mistake that
side.
y'all been making, Dems. Don't make the
I
same mistake. Don't make the
really hope
same
Jasmine.
mistake.
Yeah, I hope Jasmine wins because she did a little live last night where she said she's back on the campaign trail for Senate. And I see that they agreed on the subsidies for the ACA Act. Now I gotta go. The Congress agreed. Now you know if when it get to the Senate,
We'll see.
we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just paying attention. Like I don't have no expectations right now with the seats being flipped. But Agent Orange did do in his GOP retreat. He said that if the Dems win, he's going to be impeached. Now I want y'all to drag him out the White House by his ankles to the nearest home
I don't want
that has a
civility for him.
that's in the
I want
prison.
January 6th energy for him.
Absolutely. Drag him by his ankle to the nearest facility that is a prison slash home. That's it. I'm done with the he's been impeached, but he still get to sit there. No, drag him down Pennsylvania Avenue. We done.
And this is where those respectability politics come in once again. See,
Is that
I don't want to see it. This is where I get liberal and radical because
Yeah. Like
Listen,
I'm tired. Like this is only the 10th day of the month. I'm tired, friend. I'm tired.
too many games are being played, so I'm kind of done with it. We'll see how it goes. It is what it is on both sides, both red and blue. Been irritating my
Yeah.
soul, and I'm tired of
Yeah.
the whole entire thing. And
Me too.
this is where my faith comes in. I understand that some things just have to be done, and it has to
Yeah.
come to pass. So, a certain
Yeah.
struggle has to happen, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue to watch as well as pray.
Yep. So switching gears. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Did you get a chance to watch his stand up?
So
Okay.
I started
Mm-hmm.
and did not finish it.
You
I did not
didn't?
enjoy. I did not enjoy it.
Okay.
No.
I loved it.
Okay. What did you love about it?
I loved Dave. I always, but see, I love a good storyteller. Like it's only certain
Mm-hmm.
men that I like to hear talk. Barack Obama is one of them. Jay-Z is another. Nasir Jones is one. Dave Chappelle is another. So out of those four men, I like to hear storytelling. I like to hear their speaking voices, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Dave is one of those people that I enjoy his speaking voice and his storytelling. I liked how he told Bill Maher to kiss his ass. I like how he finally called him out for being a culture vulture because Bill Maher, you've been sleeping with black women for how many years, but you don't respect nobody black. So move around. Like you're an asshole. You just quote unquote pretend to be an ally, but really you don't. You're not. Like,
He's a
get out the way.
contrarian. I don't even think he pretends to be an ally very well.
He doesn't.
He's one of those
He,
people that likes to sit in the and advocating for the devil. Like I'll just to be devil's advocating on the contrary and like shut
absolutely.
up.
Yeah. Yep. So I liked that Dave called him out. I liked how Dave told about his time in the Middle East and performing over there, just his life experience. And I also liked how he told the story about, he was going to go to Aretha Franklin's funeral, but Stevie Wonder asked him to go pay respect to John McCain because John McCain was against Martin Luther King's birthday becoming a holiday. But who lobbied to get that song to be, and who lobbied to get Martin Luther King's birthday a holiday and did the song? Stevie Wonder. So it's kind of one of those aha moments like, yeah, I know you want to go pay respect to Aretha, but for the man who stepped in the way of having Martin Luther King's birthday become a holiday, go tell that nigga I said, you gone. You gone up out here. And I also like the storytelling of Jack Johnson and the Man Act and the tying it into the hip hop police and Puff's story and what Puff got convicted of the Man Act. Like it was just a storytelling that I liked. And Dave is funny in his delivery and stuff. Like, and he said it was hard for him to be mad at Puff because Puff was the one that stopped the guy from attacking him on stage, which is true. Puff tackled the dude. He was like, now that baby oil stuff, and then he was like, that's a little bit too much. He was like, but he's like, it's hard for me to be mad at Puff. So it was just a tying it all together with a bow on it, how the Man Act was started with Jack Johnson way back in 1908, how Jack eventually he died from his own he destroyed his own life for his own devices. Like Jack loved to fight. As a boxer, he loved to fight white men and sleep with white women. So he ultimately destroyed his life because they weren't gonna let that fly with you sleeping with these white women, and that's why they enacted the Man Act, and he had to be on the run. he he destroyed his own life for his own desires. Tied that right into Puff. Puff destroyed his own life for his own what? Desires.
I think a lot of black men, once they come into money, have that issue.
Yeah.
And I think it's a side effect of oppression to
Mhm.
where it creates this monster in the belly of the beast. It's like, as soon as I get access, I'm going to be a tyrant because I was denied so much prior to.
Yep.
And there's a reason why they continuously pick white women for partners. And you hear when they talk about their partners, it's not a thing of I adore this woman as in her humanity. It's always about the ideal of her, of what she represents, in contrast to what a black woman represents. Which is why they struggle sometimes to talk about their wives without bringing up black women, because it's the ideal of them and what they represent in their life, and not necessarily their humanity.
If you gonna
I do
call
find it.
RG3 out, if you gonna call RG3 out, just say his name, Nisha. Just say his name.
I try not to give him any energy
Mhm.
because he's the bottom of the barrel. Him and let me not do that. I'm pro woman, y'all. I love ladies. Let
Mhm.
me do. Anywho, and I also find it frustrating when men talk about the Diddy situation. They say I find it hard to be upset with him, or I find it difficult to, be mad about his transgressions. But you don't have to be upset with somebody to recognize what they did was wrong, or stand on the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah.
Men also struggle with that when it comes to their friends. You know
Yeah.
your friend has vices before they get caught on those vices. You guys know that when they make those jokes, you're in conversation, they're retelling the stories, they're telling you about those wild, crazy nights they've had. They're giving you hints about who they are when you're not around. And it's
Dave did
okay
say that.
to,
Dave said that. He did say that. He said that he think he missed the opportunity to be in the in the mix, because he said Puff. He said I went to a Diddy party. He was like the house clean. He was like it wasn't nothing slippery on the floor. He was like it was just a regular party. He was like, but he said Puff later on in the night was like, so Dave, what are you into? Swirling his drink around, and Dave was like, oh, comic books and video games, and just like just being real nerdy about it. And he was like, in hindsight, I think I missed my opportunity. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, because I'm just being, Dave. So I think in Dave's perspective of it, he called out. He said all the stuff he did with Cassie, he was that was wrong. That should have never happened. He was like, but he said he's been to Hollywood parties. He was like, I've been to coke parties. I've been to where they were doing like hard drugs. He was like, but I never indulged in it, and I always left before it got to be, where it would be to my
yeah.
detriment. So, you know what I'm saying? He was just like, that's just my not my thing. So he didn't like his whole thing not being mad at Puff was about the him saving him from that attacker. He never once like said, the dude was right for, his behavior. He just tied it into how to his detriment. Puff destroyed his life for his own pleasures. He
Hmm.
wasn't wrong on that.
No, he not wrong on that. He not wrong on that. I think I'm not in a place where I'm ready to laugh about certain things. I think that's what it
Okay.
is.
Okay. That's fair. That's
I think
fair.
that's what it is. Because as I'm reflecting on it, and because ultimately it's supposed to be funny, it's supposed to be humorous. But
Mm-hmm.
I know that was his intent. But on
Mm-hmm.
some of the topics, maybe it was like, when something happens and somebody makes a joke and everybody like too soon, too soon.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where I am right now. It's just all
Okay.
too soon and
Yeah,
nothing's
some of
funny.
it. some of it was too. So I was like, Dave, like like that was too far. You know what I'm saying? But for the most of, I'll say 90% of it, I love the storytelling. It was just a storytelling because even his closing joke, it was so long, but he was telling a story. That was the whole Jack Johnson, Stevie Wonder, John McCain, Aretha Franklin, tying it all together with the Mann Act and what Puff was convicted of. That's what, like, if you can teach me something while you're talking, you got me. Because I would have never known that Stevie Wonder told him not to go to Aretha Franklin because he was like, I would much rather be at Aretha Franklin's funeral than go pay respects to John McCain. But I didn't know all that was tied in together with John McCain was the one senator against um the Martin Luther King becoming a holiday. I never knew that. Out of 100, he was the one that was against that. So if you're teaching me
And black
something,
people
I
never
have to dig
forgot
it.
it. So when he ran, he
Yep,
his past came back up.
absolutely. It did. It did. And that's why he didn't win. Because we was like, no, dog,
Mm-hmm.
you've been on the wrong side of history a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
John McCain gives me one of those. He had the sense and sensibility and the potential to be a great leader because
Yeah.
he truly was somebody that worked his way from the middle up. I don't want to
Right.
say from the exact bottom, but it's
Right.
not like he was a one percenter either, a
Right.
veteran. But he, to me, allowed his whiteness to make a lot of decisions for him.
Yeah. Yep.
It was just something in him that he just could not allow his whiteness to take a backseat sometimes.
Yeah.
And but he was an example of civility when it came
Yes.
to running against Obama. And so I
Yeah.
do appreciate that
Yeah.
he did not pull the low hanging fruit and run
Right.
his campaign off of low decorum. So I
And
do
being,
appreciate that.
yeah, he didn't go into the gutter. Can't say
Mm-hmm.
that for the last couple Republican candidates, which is the same person,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
Yeah, so I do appreciate that towards the end his legacy was finished off with that. Um,
Yeah.
so I again can appreciate that. As far as Dave Chappelle, too soon. Too soon. Maybe in 10 years from now I can giggle about some of the stuff, but right now my attitude is still twisted up and I ain't ready.
Yeah, and that's fine because a lot of people, it was like it was split down the middle. Some people loved it, some people was just like Dave went too far on a lot of it. But that's his thing. Like even with the code word at the end, he said, if they somehow compromise me, he was like, we need a code word. We need a code word that if they get me and they want me, because he was like, he said, my voice has turned out to be stronger than it was supposed to in society. He was like, so if I compromise in any kind of way, he was like, we need a code word. So y'all know not to listen to shit I say afterwards. As soon as I said, y'all know, yep, they got that nigga. And the code word was, I stand with Israel. Girl, I fell out. He was like, because there's no way that I would ever stand with Israel.
Mm, 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 mm.
So, like I said, Dave, I like his delivery on things, and I like the storytelling. Like you got me with a good storytelling. So it's too
Okay,
soon for
okay.
you, but he buttoned it up, and he told how he met Nipsey, and that was the other thing, because Hustle death like affected me. I didn't expect Hustle's death to affect me like it did. Like I think I mourned Hustle a good year after he passed away. He talked about how he met Nipsey, how T.I. introduced him to Nipsey and showed him Atlanta, and He showed him around where Outkast record their album and all kind of stuff. And he said, back in the day with the hip hop police, which we all know the hip hop police was heavy back in the 90s. He said the same vibe was at a party where Nipsey was at. He was like, everybody was there. He was like, so he was like, they've never, he said the feds have never stopped monitoring hip hop artists. He was like, they just do it in a different way. So, like I said, he tied a lot of things in, which makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So, kudos to Dave. I liked it. It's too soon for you, but when you're ready, 10 years from now, it'll be there. So, I want to switch gears again. Um, did you we gonna get a little messy right quick. Um, Offset. Did you see the video that Selena Powell put out last night?
I did. And for one, uh, should she be in retirement now? That was my first thought when I saw the video. I'm like, she's still out here selling it. Oh, she
Still out here.
retired.
She actually must be paying because she said he owe her $15,000.
So she let him do it on the IOU?
I don't know, but she said he owe her $15,000 and been threatening her. Then the second video I saw was a little bit troubling. She said that Offset has been talking to Culture through his other daughter, Kalia's phone. Because Cardi has a restraining order against Offset. And said that Culture said that she hasn't met Stefan yet. So that explains why they didn't spend Christmas together. Because they haven't they're not blended yet. Also, she shared the video of Offset saying, allegedly, this is all alleged. This is alleged. This is all allegedly that she showed a video of Offset allegedly saying that when he sees Stefan, if he get a chance to see him, he wants to put a bullet in his knee and harm him. She also
Wait
said
a
that
minute. Who he was having this conversation with? Who? The kid?
with Selena. No, Selena. This wasn't with Culture.
Oh, okay.
Offset was having this conversation with Selena. She showed the video of Offset saying this. So that's why I'm saying allegedly that's who he was referring to was Stefan. He was like, if I catch Buddy or if I get a chance to run up Buddy, I'm going to put a bullet in his knee. Talking
But
to
why?
Selena. And Selena was like, you going to do that to his knee? But I say all this to say, Offset, you got caught in this lady bed around the holidays. Now it's come out that Cardi got a restraining order against you, which she been saying for months that you have been harassing her. So if she got to get a restraining order, now we see why. Um, Selena also, this is another thing Selena said that Offset had 13 million. He paid P from QC 10 million to get out his contract. So that left him with 3 million. He owed the government 2 million. So basically he broke. He been gambling, trying to get his money up, but he keep losing. Hence him owing Selena $15,000. I say all this to say, yeah, child, yeah.
You really think gambling is how you get your money up?
No, yeah, he no, he actually think that. He actually think that. So I say all this to say, for every man that was dragged Cardi, talking about how she gonna have a baby with another man, and y'all was coming to Offset defense. Are y'all still defending this dude?
Well, you already know the defense of Offset wasn't necessarily to defend his honor. It was more so to disrespect the woman. It always is more about disrespecting the woman and making sure that the woman stays under the thumb of that man than to actually defend the man himself. Does that make sense? Am I saying it in a way that
Yeah, yeah,
okay?
that makes sense. But this is my thing. You were the one that damaged your marriage.
I honestly don't have much to say about Offset. He's off my mind in every set. I
Mm.
just honestly, okay, let me backtrack. Selena, do you want to be summoned for court? Because, ma'am, why are you giving us this much evidence? If you don't want to be involved, don't be involved. These are screenshots you honestly could have sent to Cardi privately. You could have gotten them over to her. We know Cardi stay on social media and she read her stuff. We know that. So we didn't even have to know this story. We already know Offset ain't nothing. We know that.
Yes,
You're not proving
yes,
anything to us. Keep us out the group chat. I want to get out the group chat.
yeah,
When it
yeah,
comes to Offset, we know you broke. That's why you don't want to sign the divorce papers, and that's why you want to drag your baby mama through the mud to try to get your taxes paid by her.
yep,
That's why you want to drag her through the mud to get some of those assets from her. If you
yep,
cared about generational wealth, if you cared about keeping your family wealth intact, you could have built a really great life with her. Jay-Z
yes,
was smart enough to know that marriage is big business and you better stay with your wife.
absolutely. He said it on 444.
He said it. He said it. He told you that already and taught you the game.
Yep, sure
And every
did.
other male example prior to Jay-Z should have taught you something.
Yep,
Now, I am sorry to black men like Offset who never grow up, who never get over their upbringing, who are trapped in the cycle of adolescence. Oh my God, because when you think about it, we're losing so much because who should have been a leader within the community is trapped in this cycle of soliciting Selena Powell's and
yes,
giving their money over to DraftKings and all these other places.
yes,
We're losing pillars because we not getting over hurt. That's really what it boils down to. But I don't have much for him. And I hope Cardi learns her lesson after Stefan, because Stefan ain't much of nothing either. So I
yeah.
hope she don't learn the lesson a third time, because I'm just waiting on these dominoes to fall when it come to him.
But the thing
I
about
hope,
that, for my take on that is, I'm just glad she's not married to him.
yeah,
That's the only thing part about with her and Stefan. I'm just glad she's not married to him,
yeah,
cause she can dip whenever she feel like it.
yeah.
It's the
True,
marriage
true, true,
that
true, true.
it's the marriage that if you had heard that, yeah. So last and finally, did you get a chance to watch Angie Martinez and Charlamagne's conversation, or you didn't at all?
Angie Martinez and who?
Charlemagne.
No, I don't know if it's just me, but I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Mm-mm.
I think it started over.
Are you turning your volume up?
Mm, my volume is up.
You did something and it sounded like it was moving up.
Mm. Can you hear me?
Okay. So I did not watch Charlamagne and Angie Martinez in detail. Um, I skipped and started watching Angie and Jill Scott. I skipped. I skipped over Charlamagne. Now I told you in private conversation that Charlamagne gets on my nerves as well because he's flip floppy, and I feel like he pretends to be whoever he needs to be for the person that's in front of him at the time.
Mhm.
And shapeshifter people, I have a hard time because it's like, what words is really your words? So, but I do have it on my docket to watch that one, well as TD Jakes and Cam Newton in full. Because I've just watched the clips of Cam Newton and TD Jakes, but not the full all the way through. And I ain't
Okay.
seen Cam Newton be that quiet with anybody.
I mean, he needed to be. He needs to be quiet.
So, what was your number one? I would say like maybe top 3 points out of the Charlamagne interview with Angie Martinez.
I like that he agreed that he wasn't a people pleaser anymore. He said that.
Wow.
So he said he was a people pleaser, and he said now he cuts people off real quick. He said if he feel like that energy is so negative and he doesn't want to be around people, he's quick to cut it off. He was like, it don't matter how long we've known each other. He said, I get away from it. The second thing is with him and Wendy, which threads with that statement is that old energy that he had with Wendy, and the reason why he stopped helping her, it was like through dialogues they had that old negative energy that they have between each other came back up. So that's why he stepped away from helping her. Because it was like she was saying things that were triggering in him, that old behavior from before. And then the final
Like the
thing
people
is
pleasing behavior.
yes, yes. And then the final thing is that, his life didn't start getting better until he did right by his wife. Like he stopped cheating, he stopped being in these streets and doing the most. And he said that helped him, that and going to therapy helped contribute to him being a better man. Cause he said I got 4 daughters. I don't want them growing up thinking that their father was this same broken person for so long that I couldn't get myself together to be the man that I needed to be for my wife and for my kids.
Men like him always have a gang of daughters. You ever notice that?
Yeah. And I saw a joke where it said God didn't want him to have a son because he didn't want a carbon copy of what that man is. I was just like, ooh, well.
Yeah. I I'm glad that he was able to admit that because what a lot of men don't know, that cheating and constantly being in the streets and showing up for your boys more than you show up from your family is also a side effect of people pleasing.
Yep.
It all runs together. The fact that you don't have any boundaries with the outside world and you're willing to constantly sacrifice your own family,
Yes.
the one you created, the family you created, you're quickly to sacrifice your own family to please the streets and the outside world. So I'm glad he grew out of that, child. I'm glad.
Yeah, he
He been
owned
preaching
it.
that no cheating stuff for a minute now.
Yeah, he owned it. He owned it. And I that's the one thing that I liked about it. It's like he owned it. He owned that he was a people pleaser. And he saw that it was to his detriment. So now that when that energy doesn't pops up, he said he quickly removes himself from it. And he also said that he likes that he is in a position now that he can help people, get on. He said he likes his role now of helping people get on because he asked Angie an interesting question. He actually asked her two interesting questions. He asked her, would she interview Puff whenever he got out? And I love Angie. Like, I love her response. She was like, what would be the point? She's like, I never liked him. I was like, you too? It's just not me in the world that didn't like this dude. Angie said, I never liked him. She said, I never was one of those people that wanted to be around him, hang with him, kick with him. She was like, I was never that. Like, I never was on that with him. She was like, so it would serve no purpose for me to interview him. She was like, because she was like, that's just not who I am. And Charlemagne was like, I respect that. He was like, I see that. And he also asked her, would she ever release the Tupac tapes? And she said she's been going over it a while on whether or not she should do it. And she said she wants to do it in a responsible way and in context, especially in the time. And Charlamagne was like, well, we all want to hear him just to see where he was at that point in his life. Because he was like 24, 25. And so, Pac was probably saying some wild shit. So
She said
basically,
he was.
yeah, so basically she agreed. She said, she asked Charlamagne, she was like, would you help me release them? He was like, absolutely. So with that agreement, we might get the Tupac tapes.
Were you ever like the type that was anxious to hear what he said on those last tapes?
Tupac, yes.
You did.
He is another man. Like I could sit, like I'll go back and him and Nipsey. Like okay, so it's like I said, I list the four. Him and Nipsey are the other two. I'll add to that I love to hear talk, like and speak and just have dialogue with people. Cause even though Pac was young, and we were all young, this was the '90s. Like I was a teenager, young teenager. He was in his
Yeah.
early. He was a early 20s when all this was going on. So it was just like, but he was so wise at that age. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't come across people like him that often. Like, he knew he was going to die young. And, like, he said it all the time. Like, he knew it. It's like when somebody is prepared to leave this earth, you know what I'm saying? They leave things that are lasting. So he knew he wasn't going to be here long. He wasn't afraid of it. That's why he said a lot of things that still resonate right now. Like it's stuff that
Yeah.
he said in the 90s still resonates like today. Like they just played a clip of him saying like, we got money for war but can't feed the poor. Like that's still valid to this day. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a testament to how much we haven't grown in this country because we still doing the same thing we were doing in yesteryears. Like we have not changed our ways.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm afraid that those type of quotes will be timeless,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So
So yeah,
yeah,
I like Angie. I don't have any anything bad to say about Angie. I think she's one of those people in the industry that have remained to present herself in a way with a sense of integrity. I
Yes.
appreciate how she's moved throughout the industry. She's never been clickbaity, drama driven. She's
No.
always approached her work with a sense of sincerity and care and love. And she kind of gets the best out of people. When they come on her platform, they do present themselves in a way that is honestly vulnerable.
Yeah.
And her interviews are like really valuable and poignant. Like you can go back and really listen to nuggets of knowledge and very introspective. So you're not gonna
And
get
she
that
and her
version of Charlamagne in a lot of places.
No. Her
You're not even
integrity
gonna
is
get
through
that
the
version of
roof.
Charlamagne on his own platforms.
No, you're not. Her integrity is through the roof. I'm like, Angie is just one of those people. She's a good person in real life. Like, she's just not like, it's not a facade. Like, you can tell how she speaks to people. Like, she has a beautiful soul. Because the other question that Charlamagne asked her, he asked her, do you think Pac would have evolved to how Jay Z is now, or he would have stayed the same? She's like, oh, she was like, he would have definitely evolved to what Jay Z is now. I was just like, she just gets it. You know, she's one of the few journalists from back in the day who stood on principles. Like, she didn't do that whole industry thing, and she'll tell you straight up, I didn't do play the industry games. I just didn't. I didn't have to. Either you respected me and my journalism, or I wasn't going to work with you. And she stood on that for decades. Like, she stood on
And
that
that's why
principle.
she's still here decades later. She doesn't have a lot of peers. She doesn't have a lot of peers that stood the test of time that wasn't outdone or overdone by the influx of bloggers and social media. Like what she's created within the culture is one of one,
Yes.
and totally respect her as a vet in the game, and
Yeah.
she's done well. And I can't wait to finish her Jill Scott interview.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And I'll
watch that
circle back to
too.
Charlemagne.
Yeah, I try to lock in with Angie because, like, I don't want to compare her to anybody, but it's like, you know how Bank is for the thugs? That's how she is for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? She gets the sincerity out of people. You know what I'm saying? You know how everybody else is, the rappers are able to be vulnerable with Big Bang? Everybody is able to be vulnerable with Angie, and they know they're protected. Like, she's not going to ask them anything that's going to be like harmful
Because
to
both of
them.
them have like proven authenticity on and off the camera. Like they're
Right.
able to be that way with Bank on the camera because of his reputation off camera.
Right.
So, and it's the same thing with Angie. Like people have watched how she's moved within and around the industry for decades at this point. So they have an expectation and a high regard for her. So therefore, when they come in her space, they're able to put the walls down.
Yeah, and know that they safe. I think people
Yeah.
talk. I think people talk and are vulnerable when they feel safe, and everybody feels safe with Angie. You know what I'm saying? Even I watched her interview with Mary. Her and Mary have been friends for like ever, and you could just tell that Angie was asking her, even though Angie know everything, she was still asking her questions that was allowing Mary to be vulnerable and, you know, share a part of her that, because Mary is one of them people. Either she gonna tell you or she not. Either she gonna deal with you
She
or she
not
not.
vulnerable with a lot of people, baby.
She's not. She's not. She's not at all. She don't play like.
Auntie will sit there in that interview with her arms folded. You ain't gonna get it out of her.
At all. So even that interview, I was really like, she allowed Mary to be soft and vulnerable and open up. Like I said, even though she know everything about Mary because they've been friends forever, she still brought that gentle, vulnerable side where Mary was able to like relay different things about her personal life. Because Mary don't talk about her personal life. She talked about her niece and nephews and whether or not she wanted to have kids, and she's comfortable in her being their aunt
Yeah.
role, and that's stuff we wouldn't have never got just from anybody else talking to Mary. So, like I said, Angie is the one. She the one that'll get that softer side and
Shout
keep
out
it
to you,
safe.
Angie. Shout out to you.
Yes, Miss Angela
This was
Martinez. Her
good.
birthday was yesterday. Yeah.
Happy birthday, girl.
Yeah.
This was good. We covered a lot of ground today.
We did. We did. We
I'm
did. We
glad we
did.
ended on a happy note.
Yes. Cause this week been a mother sucker. You hear me? It's been a mother sucker. It ain't been a
Yeah,
stone
I'm glad
rule.
we ended on a happy note, and I am going to give myself a good 48-hour pause on social media and
Yeah.
to not be involved in the comments and not be involved in the threads and not be just to give a pause. And I encourage everybody to
Yes. Take a
schedule
break.
themselves a pause.
Take a
I know the
break.
news is very intense right now. We want every single update and every single soundbite and every single press conference and every single. We can't do that.
You can't ingest it.
Your brain will start to close in on itself. You have to
Yep.
pause. We
Yep.
cannot be in fight or flight mode emotionally every day, all day, every night. We got to pause.
We do. We do. So
So,
take care of yourselves. Give yourself grace. If it feels overwhelming, just know you are loved. We care about y'all.
yes.
And just give yourselves a big hug and say, I'm going to get through this. God got us. Know that always. God got us. So don't give up. And we're going to see y'all next time. Bye, sweet babies. Bye.
Be safe, y'all.